What's up, spectators? Welcome back to the episode of Layton. We are investigating the vault where the money's gone missing and someone broke the dude's legs and they don't, I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. There was a man found in here and his legs are broke. So this is what the inside of a vault looks like.
It's enormous, isn't it? And so shiny. The entire thing's made of metal.
That's for security. The walls are just as thick as the door, made of heavy metal plate.
How could anyone manage to steal anything from such an impenetrable box?
The answers are locked within, stupid. That's why we need to investigate. Ah, yes, where the man broke all of his legs. This isn't even impressive. Look how tiny this is. This baby bank.
Oh, golly, is this the chalk outline of...
Shin plasters, the branch manager? Yep, this is where he was found this morning. It looks like it is in when he fell to the floor and knocked himself out. So they took him off in an ambulance, like I said. Ah, what a beautiful accent. I add the lad's mark out where he was found just in case it turns out to be important.
It rather makes it look like a murder scene, doesn't it?
Luckily, I don't think there's any chance of that. They say his injuries aren't life-threatening. But he hasn't regained consciousness yet, has he? Nope, the bloke's been away with the fairies ever since he was discovered. Which is a right pain in terms of my investigation. If we could just ask him what he saw, we'd be in a much better position.
Look, miss, gold bullion bars, and so many.
That's what I'd expect to see inside a large bank's vault, really. What is it? Have you spotted something? How long has this bullion been in the vault, Inspector? Do you know? They told me it's been sitting here for about a month now. In other words, the thief or thieves who stole the 100 million pounds would have also seen this gold, wouldn't they? That's true, but Miss Tele informs me that every bar's accounted for. No gold was taken.
Why, though? What thief wouldn't be dazzled by all these gold bars?
It's because they weigh £1 million. You can't just steal gold. You can't just roll it out or put it in your pocket.
That is a bit odd. Come to mention it, I've had it with away and no mistake.
I mean, not that the thefts ever crossed my mind, ever. I was just speaking hypothetically, all right? I think even you'd struggle to make off with much of this gold, Inspector. It's extremely heavy. It's not something you'd want to be trying to move in a hurry. That makes sense. It would have slowed whoever it was down too much. See, thieves these days, they don't think with their imagination. All you had to do was melt the gold down, turn it into a car, and drive it out of the bank. So easy. I'd be the best thief. So you think that's why the gold was left untouched and only the readies got taken, do you? It's only a theory, a game theory, but yes, we won't know for sure until we've investigated more thoroughly.
I say, what an incredibly large fan.
That, lad, is the heart of the Hermit 5000's ventilation system. The air temperature and humidity are kept constant at all times. Really, you just got a huge hole in your vault. A vent hole. Oh, man. These guys, so stupid.
But why do you need air conditioning in a vault? People only come in for very short periods of time, surely.
We don't just keep cash in our bank vaults, you see. We store expensive jewelry and ice cream. We wouldn't want ice cream to melt, would we? Things like that can be ruined by even the slightest variation in temperature or humidity. The Hermit 5000 isn't just as strong as an ox, it's as gentle as a lamb to the things inside it as well.
I see. Yes, rather like the air conditioning that's used in museums and art galleries, of course.
Don't try to sound smart, Ernest. That's the idea, yes. Although I have to confess the fan's been on the blink a bit recently, so we've had to turn it off. We've noticed all these footprints inside, like people have been going in, so we've had to shut the fan down. Obviously, that doesn't affect the security of the vault in any way. I see. So the air inside the vault is managed using the large fan, which is connected to the ventilation system. I have a clue. They came through the vent. Inspector Hastings, were these pallets positioned like this when the vault was discovered open this morning? Absolutely. Apart from taking the unconscious Mr. Shinplasters away in an ambulance, the scene's exactly as it was found. Apparently, the missing money was stacked up on these pallets here. The banknotes weren't inside a case or box or anything then. Oh my god. You know where it is? The fan pulled it into it. Oh my god, these people are so stupid. You don't deserve the money. Not according to Miss Teller's statement, anyway. Oh, those my apologies.
Oh, those notes would have been rather heavy, wouldn't they? One person alone couldn't have taken them all, surely. Perhaps we're looking for a group of robbers.
That's a fair point, Sunshine. Bank heists are often carried out by more than one person. There's a good chance you're right. Oh, what? Oh. There's a puzzle in here.
Golly, in the vault. Do you think it's a particularly valuable puzzle, miss?
A puzzle's value lies in how interesting it is to the person solving it. Let's find out what this one's worth, shall we? Rude. This is someone else's puzzle. Just rifling through shit. There are some pieces of paper hanging up with numbers on, and one of them is missing. Which number do you think is written on the missing piece of paper? Oh, man, finding patterns. Oh, I'm not so good. See, like, is it based on color? Odd. Is it a no, it's not symmetrical. Is it some sort of addition, subtraction? No, they would never make it that difficult. For some reason, it's never actually math-based, if you ever think it is. It's something stupid, like, there was no number. 901189999. Okay, hold on, seriously though. 910111 blank 13. Oh, it's 2. Watch, it's 2. It's 2. Oh my god, if it's 2, I'll know exactly how to explain it. Please be 2. Come on.
This is an interesting one.
Yeah! I got it. You add them. It was like 9, 1 makes 10, plus 1, 11, plus 2. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Well, that's also kind of what I was thinking. That's funny because I thought something slightly differently, but it ended up being the same, making me a genius! You're goddamn right. With puzzles that easy to stimulate my mind, I could stand to be a hermit, I think. Are there any more of them in here? They don't want your paw prints all over this nice shiny metal. Stop touching everything. Oh god, I'm so smart. Oh, yes. Hello, DC Hooker. So you're working on this case, are you? Could you tell us what you found out, Constable?
Of course, well, I've interviewed a number of key people and, yes, here it is. Apparently there were works of art and very expensive pieces of jewelry in the vault here as well as the gold. However, the thief or thieves only took banknotes to the value of, yes, 100 million sterling.
So everything else was untouched. It is peculiar that.
Perhaps whoever it was just couldn't be bothered to go through all the drawers. There are a lot of them. Don't assume the criminal was as bone idle as you, Cat.
Perhaps it was just a matter of not having enough time to take anything other than the banknotes.
Pinstripes could have a point there, though.
Well, according to what it says here, works of art and things that could be hard to sell on without leaving a trail, you see.
Yes, that could be why only the cash was taken.
Apart from that, it just says here that I need to carry on investigating inside the vault.
I think we've seen enough in here for now. Ooh, Miss Layton, have you worked out who did it already? I couldn't say just yet. We need to do a little more investigative work first. Well, I'm afraid I've got a few business matters to see to, so I'll have to leave you to it, if that's all right. Absolutely, you can leave this in our hands, Mr. Sloane's. Thank you, Miss Layton, and good luck. Right then, ta-ta! With his bank 100 million down, I'd say he's got more than a few business matters to attend to. So then, Cat, as a result of our investigation so far, here's my theory on what must have happened. You have a theory, Inspector? What do you look so surprised for? I'm a detective, Inspector. You're a detective, Inspector. What I reckon is the thief or thieves must have snuck into the bank sometime last night. Then he or she or they waited for the branch manager to come in the morning when he or she, they forced him to enter the security code. Now, he or she or they only nicked the cash because it was the fault of the first thing he or she or they saw. And he or she or they didn't bother with the gold because it would have slowed him or her or them down too much during the getaway. In the end, he or she or they boshed and plasters over the head and made a run for it. Well, what do you reckon? I think I've nailed it. I think so too. He or she or they could have done that, but is that really what happened? I wonder. What, you think I'm wide of the mark, do you? Well, the security guard was in the foyer from the close of the business yesterday right through until this morning. But he claims there was nothing unusual in all that time, doesn't he? Well, yeah, but not to mention that fact that immediately after the incident this morning, he says he didn't see anyone other than Mr. Shinplasters. So apart from being long-winded, your theory also fails to explain how he or she or they got in and got out of the bank unnoticed. This is how people talk ever since they expanded the Twitter character limit. I suppose you got a point there. Back to the drawing board, then.
What a shame. The bank will be in terrible trouble if we don't solve this soon. A theft of £100 million is going to be a headline news all over the capital.
Well, that's why this is all so ush. The press can't get hold of it.
So you mean this incident hasn't been made public yet?
No, and Miss Teller's been pretty noisy about making sure we understand that's how it has to stay. It's bad news for the bank, this.
I'll say, if it's not dealt with in the proper way, it could mean they have to close down even.
So like I said before, mum's the word. But as an officer of the law, I'm only at liberty to keep this from the public for 24 hours, so we gotta find the dough before the end of the day. Just make sure you don't go telling your neighbors about this or anything. As if I'd say a woof to anyone. That reminds me, I think we need to ask Miss Teller a few more questions. She had to dash off before, didn't she? Well, she said she'd be in her office if we needed her. All right then, shall we head up there now? You go ahead. I'm gonna stay here and push on with the investigation of the crime scene. No, I don't want to list the DC hooker. No. Excuse the intrusion, but... Oh, Mr. Sloane's is in here too.
Looks like he's deep in conversation with Miss Teller at the moment.
Let me me make one thing perfectly clear, Bianca. You're the general manager of the Layman's Reserve Bank, so you have to take responsibility when problems like this arise. If it gets out that we've lost 100 million quid, there'll be a rush on the bank. All our customers will want to take their deposits away. And if that happens, we're finished. Am I getting through to you? Loud and clear, Mr. Sloanes. All right then, good. I've got a lot of faith in you though, Bianca. You'll weather the storm for us. The thing is... What? Nothing. Forget it. So where are you going now, Mr. Sloanes? The ventilator in the Hermit's playing up. I gotta call the maintenance fella and get him to take a look at it. I see. Bianca, if you've got something to say, spit it out, lass. No, really, it's nothing. All right, then. If you're sure, I'll be off. Make sure you see to all of Shinplaster's jobs as well, won't you? While you still have a job. That's how he laughs. Yes, I will.
They are in a real fix, aren't they?
We've got to get the rotten mongrels that did this. Or mongrel. Miss Layton, I didn't see you there. Dropping eaves? How's the investigation coming along? Well, I think we'd just like to have a word with Miss Teller again. Be my guest, ta-ta! It's you. I thought you were supposed to be investigating the robbery. That's what we're doing. Well, I'm a very busy woman, so if there's something you need from me, could we keep it short, please? I need you to die, Mr. Bond. Look at that cute little safe. A world apart from the vault we were looking at before, isn't it?
Perhaps we should install a safe like that in the office, miss.
Why, so she can store her macaroons in there or something? I don't have anything valuable enough to put in a safe, or much money to speak of. And you've already got a safe place for all your documents piled high on your desk. Damn, Sherl! Judgy Judgerson? You're interested in my safe now, are you? Well, obviously it's tiny compared to the Hermit 5000, but Mr. Sloane's had this one put in as well. So it was made by his company as well. Although I don't know much about his business affairs outside the bank. Apparently he markets these little safes as being as tough as a bank's vault. Your boss is a very shrewd businessman, obviously. Mr. Sloane's is the perfect example of a manager as far as I'm concerned. Until now, he's mainly focused on the financial sector. But I think he's intending to branch out into other areas from now on.
He really is a very impressive man.
Ooh, does he have your fancy, Ernest? It's quite extraordinary that in just 10 years, the Layman's Reserve Bank has opened branches all over the country. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. These papers here. That's private bank business, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, it becomes a habit, you see, when you're a detective being rude. You do seem to have an awful lot of documents there, though, Miss Teller. What, these? They're all insurance documents, not that it's anything to do with you.
I didn't realize the Layman's Reserve Bank offered insurance as well. Is that a new line of business you're pursuing?
This isn't insurance for our customers, this is our own insurance. The bank takes out insurance against unforeseen mishaps and the like. If there was a fire or some other unforeseen disaster, we'd get a payout to cover any losses. Well, this is certainly an unforeseen disaster, isn't it? A bank robbery on this scale. That's true. It just goes to show you never know what's around the corner. So the bank is insured.
This is a jolly fine plate, don't you think?
It's alright. Personally, I find the puzzle that's behind it more interesting. Now, why the hell is there a puzzle behind a plate? Here is a tale of a road plagued by traffic jams. The road has 2 lanes and is quite narrow, so 2 cars can only just drive alongside each other. If the road is jammed up for an hour, there are 100 cars in the queue, and if it's jammed up for 2 hours, there are 200. If the only possible cause of the traffic jam is cars, what would be the minimum number of cars that could cause a 3-hour delay? I bet this is a trick. I'm not even gonna do the math. 1.
So, in conclusion...
You stupid piece of shit.
Entirely sure.
Sometimes my brilliance makes life so boring. I did it, miss. I solved it. So you did, Ernest. Just as well I can't have my assistant being poor at puzzles. Absolutely not, miss. But there's no need to worry. I won't let you down. Oh my god, that was so stupid. You want to ask me something? That's right. I understand that the disappearance of the money from the vault hasn't been made public yet. Obviously, the bank doesn't intend to keep something like this a secret forever. But there could be repercussions far beyond the Layman's Reserve Bank. What do you mean? I mean that the disappearance of £100 million is likely to cause widespread financial uncertainty. And not just in London, all over the country. Oh, please. Like you're so important. That's why I've asked Inspector Hastings to keep this matter quiet until we've sorted it out. When the time is right, we'll issue a press release and the bank will take full responsibility for any areas where its handling of the situation has been less than perfect. I see. Thank you. That explains it.
Gosh, miss, I knew it was serious, but I didn't realize it was this serious. We have to find that missing money.
Well, I think we've got the information we needed. Thank you, Miss Teller. I don't see what any of that had to do with the robbery. What a waste of time! Don't worry, I assure you we'll track down the missing money. Well, I'm not holding out much hope. Oh! Don't you think that I'm up to the task?
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
It doesn't matter. Once all this is blown over, I expect I'll be saying goodbye to my role as general manager in any case. Oh, she tried to catch these hands, right? Right, Viney? She tried to catch these hands?
But that's not fair. I mean, it's not your fault, is it, Miss Teller? It's the fault of whoever stole the money.
Even so, the buck stops with me. I have to take responsibility for the bank's problems. And I don't imagine, well, I can't see you catching the criminals in this case. Well, now I hope we don't, so you lose your job because your attitude sucks.
Oh, don't worry, Miss Teller. Miss Layton's never been stumped by a mystery yet. I have no doubt she'll figure out who did this.
Never been stumped. Well, I suppose I should be reassured. Did you find out anything useful talking to Bianca? She was very helpful, thank you. Although I don't think she believed what I was asking her to be relevant to the case. Not relevant. What on earth were you wasting time for then? Oh no, it's not a waste of time. Sometimes what seems relevant at first can later turn out to be a crucial piece of information. So really any topic of conversation at all should be considered vital to the case. Yes, well, I suppose I could relate to that. It's the same in business. Oh yes, doing business things. Really? Talking to your business partners face to face is the only way you can get to know them. And them you. And you them. And them them. But not you you. They say that most new business starts from an informal chat. So I fully understand how important it is to talk with folk. It's just a shame. Well, I'm not the greatest conversationalist myself. No, I can see that.
Perhaps you shouldn't be quite so brutally honest.
Come to think of it, I haven't had a good chat with Bianca for a while. Not a proper one, anyway. We used to have some quite involved conversations about business and the like. Ah, yes, business. Oh, I didn't realize you and she had that kind of business relationship about business. She's a cracking businesswoman, is Bianca. Always seeking perfection. I've had no qualms leaving the running of the bank in her hands all these years. Anyway, I think I've done enough gassing, don't you? There's something about you, Miss Layton. I just find myself telling you stuff. I suppose that's the detective in you, eh? I suppose. Well, anyway, back to the matter at hand. What's your next move with the investigation? None of your goddamn business is what it is. I was thinking I'd like to have a look around outside the bank. Is that relevant? You like to keep people guessing, don't you, lass? Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your take on this whole affair once you've finished. But why don't we save that for the next video? So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!